Hello, friends. This is Influentia Network, and today's show we have an amazing warrior. I'm so happy and so blessed to have her, and she is a co-writer. And well, she's a writer, but she made a new release of the book of Faith, Love, and Human Trafficking with Karola de la Cuesta. So this is fire right now. So we're going to talk about this book, about the release of the book. And obviously, we're going to go deep to this matter, this subject that is so painful, so perverted, so dark, that is human trafficking. So Raquel Caspi, she was born in Mexico in 1982, and she studied a degree in special education and worked as a therapist for children with learning disabilities for more than 10 years. She has specialized in neuro-linguistic programming, clinical psychology, and psychopathology. She also has trained in neuropsychoeducation. Hope I'm saying the terms well. A master's degree in transpersonal psychology, and is currently in a PhD candidate in human development. She is the mother of two extraordinary children, and she's the writer of the books What Are We Here For? When our pets go to heaven, Motherhood in Times of Coronavirus, and now the Start of the Moon, and this new release about this human trafficking. So welcome, dear Raquel. How are you? Thank you for your patience with the English.
Thank you so much.
So in English, so we're so happy. Welcome, Raquel. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you. How are you?
Great. Well, so we have so many things to talk about. And please tell us about your experience. Why did you enter to this dark world of human trafficking, in the knowing of the psychology, all the things are related with the mind? And when did you start this adventure to write books about this matter?
Well, I began down this path about 5 years ago. It was because of a very good friend of mine today that we went to school together very many years ago. And she is an activist against human trafficking. So she started posting things, and I just gave her a call and I'm like, can you explain this a little bit better? And she did. And I was shocked, as it happens to all of us when we don't know, right? It's that initial moment when you're like, wait, what? So she was very, very kind and opened so many doors for me, including introducing me to Rosy Orozco. So that is when I met Rosy, and Rosy and I started collaborating because I told Rosy, how can I be of service? How can I help? And she said, well, would you be willing to serve as a therapist for some of these women that were in the shelters but are now overage? And I said, definitely. So that's how I met many of the women that I have worked with throughout the years. And that is how La Estrella de Luna came to be, because it's the story of one of these women. She is remarkable. And it was how she escaped twice and everything she had to go through to have a life after being kidnapped and being trafficked. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how I came to this world.
Amazing. So if we can understand, you've been studying for a long time about all the things are related to psychology and how is the things that happens in our brain. But did you have an experience related with this sensitive matter in your life? So, because I know that everything has a purpose and everything really gets inside of the same combo. So did you have something related with this? Are you sensitive in your heart, or is it just something that is related to your work and your service to other people?
I have, fortunately, thank God, not had a personal experience related to human trafficking. I have been involved in everything that's related to resilience and hope after trauma. That is something that I have always been interested in, that I'm very passionate about. And I think that is how it relates to me personally, or how it relates to every human being, because we have all overcome trauma. So
we need to make a new show soon, right?
For sure.
About that. Well, you were saying something, please. Sorry to interrupt.
Sure. So that's pretty much how I became involved emotionally right? Like personally in this cause, because we have all experienced trauma in different levels, of course. And I just find that I think human beings are remarkable. And I think that we can overcome the unimaginable. So my thesis investigation dissertation for my PhD was actually about meaning of life and resilience after human trafficking. So that was the investigation. It was a wonderful and difficult investigation. And what I found so interesting in the results were that what fuels resilience and what fuels overcoming this difficulty in particular, having been sexually exploited as human trafficked, has to do with faith, has to do with believing in yourself, which translates to self-esteem, and also has to do with having at least one person who believes in you. So it's these emotional bonds. And I found that remarkable because I think that we can get through anything if we have that. And well, then years later, I met Karola and we instantly clicked. We both say that it's been divinely guided because we are true friends, and everything's just continued to flow.
And so what happened in that moment that you realized that you need to make a book together? Because the story of Karola, it's just like something so intense that it's been going on for a long time in Mexico, and now it just extended to many parts of the world. And thank God that now, after more than 20 years, she opened her mouth and just giving this testimony that will be like a testament of this divine grace that just catch her, as me and many others, to really give her the strength and the guidance to just navigate out from the pain and be free. So how was like the moment when you realized that you need to make a book together, and how was the work together as co-writers?
Well, the moment the aha moment of having this project together was actually it was a very funny experience because it was something I had never imagined would happen. I guess she didn't either. We were at a meeting, we had a board meeting, and she came to check in with a friend of ours, and then we ended up praying together. And it was this aha moment, right? Where our friend, who's Rosie, she's like, Raquel can write your book. So Karola and I hadn't even talked about me being a writer. I met her the day before. She knew I was a psychologist and had worked with several women, but we hadn't even gotten to any of that, right? So I, of course, responded, I would love to, and the next day we were all traveling to different places. So I sent her the book I wrote, La Estrella de Luna, and I told her, read it, take your time. This is the way I write. See if it, matches with what you're looking for, or if it's something that resonates with you. And if it's not, it's okay, So she read it, and we started talking a couple weeks later, and everything began, with Zoom meetings, which we decided were going to be to brainstorm and to write down our ideas of what we wanted, but that took a while because we were like old friends. We were talking about spirituality, we were talking about motherhood, we even share a very similar sense of humor. So that was just, it was beautiful because until we got to the part of writing, a lot of time passed. So somehow we had established a relationship, a meaningful relationship. And then was when she opened up about her story and when the writing process began.
And I can imagine how painful this time was for both of you. Well, for her, maybe a lot of healing. But can you tell us about this book, Faith, Love, and Human Trafficking? What is the storytelling and the content that we can receive from it?
Of course. Well, this book has many objectives, which is one of the reasons I love it so much, because it's made with so much love. And it's made out of a place of transformation, out of a place of hope, out of a place of faith. It is to share Karola's journey, but it's not about Carola in particular, even though it is her story. What we wanted to do was take this story to be able to tell people what can happen to any of us, and serve as a way to sensitize and to help people empathize with these situations, and also to educate, because there's so many things that go on for human trafficking to happen that we don't know about, like grooming, for example. And we hear the word grooming, and so many of us don't know what it means and how it can be done. So we wanted to include different parts in the book to be as helpful as possible to those who read it.
This is so, so important. As you know, this is like a big news all over the world, because the human trafficking that Karola experienced, it was because of famous and powerful people. So this has been like a news for a long time, and the intention and the purpose is just to bring an open eye and this aha moment also for a lot of people that are inside of situations that are being oppressed in a way. So what would be like for you, Raquel, your main purpose as a writer?
Well, this is a topic in general, and I saw it, I experienced it with La Estrella de Luna as well, right? Because it's a difficult topic to write about, and it's also a difficult topic to read about. It's something that we as humans don't want to address because it is so painful and because it involves us, all of us. So one of my main goals, our main objectives with this book, is awareness. This happens all over the world. It does not matter whether you are educated or uneducated, whether you, what age, what gender, it really doesn't matter. Human trafficking does not discriminate. And awareness and education is transformation. We believe that that is where we can really focus on prevention. So that is one of the goals, of the many goals.
And also, as Karola experienced, this book has like the most important part of it will be also about service, but just this transformative power of God. This what a faith in a human being can lead to, and there's no limit for the power of God, and there's no limit for His healing process, and how the love of God can be poured in a person that can be so wounded, and this person can be take it to a position to be like an ambassador to just bring healing to others. And what amazed me the most is how can God just take us from places of so darkness and can use us to be such a light. And this happens to Karola, and I believe with all my heart that if you have a situation like this, you need to believe. You need to believe that it doesn't matter in what part of the world you are, what kind of obscure or darkness or perverted or very dangerous situation. There's no place that you can be hid from the eyes of God. So can you tell us, Raquel, about this book? I mean, it has a presentation that release was amazing, even though there's a lot of pressure because this subject is not very convenient for many. It has an amazing release. Can you tell us where, with what kind of persons, in what kind of places, so we can just put these images and you can please tell us about it?
About when the book was released?
With which persons are like supporting and backing it up, and in what places does this book is moving on?
Well, I don't want to sound, I don't want to make it like, oh, wow, but oh, wow, right?
Yes.
There are so many people behind this book. There are so many people supporting this book that I genuinely would not want to say certain names and leave out others. What I can tell you is that I do believe, and of course it's only an opinion, but I do believe that the reason there is so much support behind this book is because of the hand of God, is because it is a way that we as humans can connect and understand and bond genuinely and say, I am with you. You went through this and I am with you. And not only am I with you, but I am part of the team so that this does not continue to happen. And
this book
I
is
find that
like reuniting people, right?
I
Like all
believe
the
so.
maybe United States that are very concerned of this matter are involved. They're just like sticking together, right? Where can
I
we get it where our audience can buy it? Can you tell us, please?
Of course. Right now you can find it online in many platforms. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it in Barnes and Noble. You can find it. I know I'm missing a few. I apologize. But you can find it online in a lot of places, fortunately. So we're very excited.
Amazing. Do you have any plans for another book soon?
I always have plans for another book. They're always in my head, but nothing down in paper yet.
Your conclusion, please, Raquel, is something that you need to tell us about the book that we can miss, that we don't miss.
Well, I think that with so much going on, around the world, and having experienced a global pandemic and having transformed our lives, because our lives have been transformed in the past years, I think that we should all try to connect with our empathy. We should all try to connect with our faith and really understand that this is not about one person. This is not about Karola's tragic story, even though it is. It's much bigger. And if we can connect with that idea and understand that, yeah, maybe the media will say something, or some people have other things to say, but it's bigger than that. And that is what we want to transmit.
And do you think right now with the pressure, there's danger around the book?
I want to think that we're being taken care of.
Well, we're going to be praying for you, Raquel, and I believe with all my heart that things that come from God will never, never can be stopped. And we bless this amazing book. We bless your life, and we're going to have many shows in the future, I hope. And
Yes.
we'll invite you, dear audience, to journey with Karola, with this story, and how was the way that she navigated out of pain and slavery and out from human trafficking. And we really recommend you to buy this book in the way that you prefer, so we can really make a difference and make this information be out in every single home, in every single family, and all the youth can really be informed in this situation, also the parents. Thank you so much, Raquel. It was just a pleasure having you. Hope to
Thank
see
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for you guys, and see you the next time.